Today we are talking about the original superhero reimagined for 2025's TikTok generation. We are in dark times, but this film and its titular character are a beacon of hope and light and all that good stuff. Superman, baby!
Yep. So, kind of, I guess, give like a quick little synopsis. Basically, this is Superman. He's already kind of an established hero. He's trying to.
This is not an origin story, and I like that about it because everybody already knows Superman's origin story. We're just bored knowing it at this point.
It's like even like with the Spider-Man, like they did a smart move with Spider-Man when they introduced his character in Marvel. When they said, you know what, we're not even going to show Uncle Ben getting dropped.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you look at like even like Batman. I hope when they do that, like you look at Batman in the most recent one with
the Matt Reeves, the Batman.
Yeah, with Robert Pattinson, and that one didn't have a.
No.
Yeah, so it's like I'm glad that
they showed him being like emo and haunted about it, which was cool. Like that's why I like the Batman so much. Not just all the detective work he does, because he is supposed to be like the world's greatest detective, but it's also they really show Bruce Wayne's like sloppy emo side, I feel, and not just like he wakes up tired and then he does some push-ups and goes to work and flawlessly puts on this facade of Bruce Wayne. Like, no, he's like feeling like shit at all times and struggling through life.
Yeah, like, definitely a depiction like that is, especially for Batman too, because, again, you've seen Batman before, and usually it's like the guys like, you look at Christian Bale, he like great physical shape, plays Batman. Same thing with, I would say, probably Val Kilmer and George Clooney, but
yeah,
I would say like the 1989 Batman with Michael Keaton.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that one there, he doesn't look like he's like in wildly.
No,
crazy
he apparently he started working out for the role, and then Jack Nicholson was like with him, or like saw him in the gym or something, and Jack Nicholson's like, "What are you doing?" And Michael Keaton's like, "I'm working out for the role," and Jack Nicholson goes, "Why?" Michael Keaton goes, "Good point."
Yeah, it's like, I mean, I guess.
But
yeah.
I think the thing was, like, he realized he's going to be wearing a suit with, like, these sculpted muscles anyway, so why?
Yeah, like, unless you're doing, like, some sort of weird training montage as Batman, I guess, where you would, like, want to show, your physique. But
Which apparently Christian Bale put on too much muscle to the point where he was kind of, like, puffy. And someone working on the film, like a producer or something, was like, "What are we making here, Batman or Fat Man?"
And that person was fucking fired. That's that there lit the fuse that would ultimately happen. That would ultimately lead to Christian Bale exploding on the one, was it Terminator Salvation?
Yeah.
When he's like, "Are you professional?" Like that's
you're a nice guy.
Yeah, it was that guy. That's probably that guy. Saying that probably led to a fuse, and just Christian Bale's waiting for the next time he can like go off on somebody.
Yeah.
But this Superman movie.
Anyway, back to Superman.
Yes. So, I've seen most of the other Supermans. Funny enough, to my shame, I still haven't seen really in, like, I guess, full sequential order the original ones with Christopher Reeves.
I've only seen the original one and Superman Returns and Man of Steel, and that's it.
For me, it was like, Superman's never been like one of those like near dear to my heart superheroes. Like, it's usually been Batman, but even then, like, more the rogues gallery for Batman, not so much even not so much even Batman himself. But I would say, like, again, like, having seen other Supermans, like as Goldrich mentioned, Superman Returns, which was kind of a fucking bore, and then
I liked it as a like character study.
I liked who they got to play Superman. I thought
Brandon Routh was good.
Oh, he was great, yeah.
Even though Kevin Spacey's whatever, I thought he was a good Lex Luthor.
Well, he was trying to be Gene Hackman too much.
Really?
Yeah, that's what, like, even when my dad saw it, he said, yeah, he's really trying to be Gene Hackman. And I was like, I guess, but then, again, that whole movie, like, the way they rolled that one out was a shit show, because everyone went in and they were like, what the hell's going on with this? And then, it turns out Superman Returns is like the unofficial sequel to the original ones from like the 70s and 80s.
Christopher Reeve series, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, you could have fucking told us that.
Yeah.
Like, again, like, don't get me wrong, I didn't mind Superman, like, kind of already being established. You know who he is. Yeah. Lois Lane, already know what her deal is.
I even liked it better than the Man of Steel approach of like the kind of Nolan-ish approach of jumping back and forth.
Oh man, you want to talk about a very conflicting movie, that Man of Steel movie, because it's literally a tale of two movies. Yeah. I remember when it came out. What the hell is the name of the guy? I think the guy called himself like the Black Nerd. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
Is it the guy that Mark something that does the show with Kevin Smith?
Maybe? I don't know.
But
I know like the guy, he made a really good point, and I remember watching the video thinking, yeah, that is true, where you can literally tell. Now we're not talking about Batman Returns or
Man of Steel.
I'm having having some struggle here right now, folks.
Stroke. Grab a water and like hold it on your face or something.
Jesus Christ. It's going to be a fucking mess. I'm sorry.
You look like you're playing that game. You know the game people play with the card and you don't know what it says and you have to like guess.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, like I look like a total dipshit. So Man of Steel. You know, that movie it was very... They should have just either picked Chris Nolan to direct it or have Zack Snyder control the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because
I would have preferred Chris Nolan.
Yeah, because the first part of the movie is very Chris Nolan. Mm-hmm. And the movie was produced by his film company, so he definitely had...
Syncope?
Yeah, so he definitely had some say in, like, the writing of it.
And it was really cool. It reminded me of Batman Begins. The way it jumped around.
Yeah, like, I liked the execution for that Superman a lot. The problem, for me at least, was, like, and this is even the guy makes a good point where he's like, then you get to the parts where there's actually, like, action going on. The tentacle thing was fucking stupid.
I feel like the whole second half of the movie was one long action scene.
Yeah, and like,
it was really disjointed.
Yeah, there was like IHOP product placement.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I guess.
And I didn't like the whole, like, I really don't like this about the Zack Snyder superhero movies, that it's so, like, colorless. And Nolan has more of a casual, like, dark grittiness, I feel, like, where everything feels realistic. Whereas Zack Snyder, it's like everything's heavy-handed. It's like we're trying to be like heavy metal DC, you know?
Yeah, well, his whole thing has always been Frank Miller.
Yeah.
But the thing is, Frank Miller had style and substance. Mm-hmm. Zack Snyder is known for really cool style. Substance, not as much, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I thought...
badass, like, bro movies.
Yeah, like, I thought Michael Shannon as Zod was sick. That was a really great casting choice. I still think Henry Cavill is still a great Superman. I still think he like, even this Superman, I'm blanking on the gentleman's name.
David Cornsweet.
Cornswallow?
Cornsweat, as in if corn was sweating, or if you sweated, like, beads of corn.
Yes, as all good Iowa people do. But no, like, you could still even see, like, Henry Cavill, like, sort of in this version of Superman. You know what I mean? Like, the same, like, presence, I guess. It's hard to describe, like details even of, like, you know, like, the look.
I don't think so, but
I
feel like David Cornsweet at least looked younger.
He did, yeah.
And I feel like that kind of fit his, like, happy-go-lucky vibe. Like, I like that he wasn't too, like, badass and grizzled. I like that he was, like, a young buck.
Yes, he was a younger looking guy, whereas Henry Cavill, you know, again, you see him at the beginning of the movie, you know, living his, you know, kind of going out on his own, figuring out who he was. Mm-hmm. Very Batman Begins-ish.
Yeah, he was living in, like, a fishing town.
Yeah, like
he was all grizzled and, like, I think, oh my god, remember when he, like, puts some guy pisses him off and he puts his car through, like, a telephone pole?
Yeah, that was sick. Yeah, just fucking, like,
that was sick, but I feel like Superman wouldn't do that.
I think Superman would if he was pissed off enough.
He had like a dark phase in his life.
Yes.
I guess that makes sense then.
Yeah, and also the guy was a dickhead too. He was being sexist and.
But this Superman, David Cornsweet, I thought he was an excellent beacon of light and hope and all that is good-hearted.
I like the uniform a lot too. Like this time around, the outfit I thought was much better than the. What was it? Zack Snyder.
The very muted tones of.
Well, oh yeah, that's a whole nother.
Yeah.
Thing we'll get to, but I'm with the uniform. I mean, like the other one was like skin tight, whereas like this uniform, like
it's more smooth. It's more like going back even before Christopher Reeve to George Reeve. You remember him? He played Superman on like a black and white TV show in like the 40s or 50s or something.
They made a movie about that, right? I think it was called
Hollywoodland. Good movie.
I've never seen that movie, but one day I shall.
It is good. It has Ben Affleck as George Reeve, and it has Adrian Brody, I believe, as the detective looking into his murder or suicide, or I forget, was it a murder or a suicide?
Didn't he have like something with the mob, I think?
I could see a guy playing Superman in the 40s having something to do with the mob.
Man, Shay. You think you're strong on screen, but you ain't strong on the streets, yeah, Shay? Jesus. I'm struggling, folks. So...
He showed up on like I Love Lucy and shit like that.
Oh, did
George Reeve as Superman, yeah.
It's just like, Lucy, what the fuck is this guy doing in here? And Superman flies off.
So hey, like, I won't let Lucy on the show, but I would let you on the show in a heartbeat. Ricky!
So, the movie, one of the things I like about it is Superman's already established. And the movie starts with him literally getting fucked up, which I thought was like a really great call.
Genius way to start a Superman movie.
Yeah, because again, it immediately starts you from a point of, okay, established, to a point where now at least like things like are kind of challenging him and fucking him up.
Yeah. All that everyone's been saying for years online has been, how do you make a Superman movie interesting? Like, what conflicts do you give the strongest man in the universe? Or at least strongest in the world? I don't know DC that well. Is he the strongest in the universe?
Yes, Superman's pretty broke.
Okay.
The only person who is able to beat Superman is Batman. Batman literally has a plan to kill... Like, it's a very famous comic book of Batman kills the Justice League. He literally has a plan not only just to kill the Justice League, but also how to kill himself in case he gets, like, corrupted. Yeah,
because they get corrupted by, like, dark crystals or ooze or something.
Yeah, Batman's a master tactician, whereas Superman's just strength-wise is there is no equal. He is the strongest.
See bad guy and punch?
He's the strongest, but I think in the movie, one of the points they make is, like,
He's also intelligent.
Well, he can be figured out, which we'll get to that in a second.
Yeah.
So you have Superman, and then you get Krypto, who comes in, which Krypto's awesome. That's a very great part of the movie. Is this if you've read the comic books, Krypto is Superman's dog. I like the fact that they make Krypto like a total fucking nightmare to deal with. Like the fact that
because it's not like this perfect cute dog. It's like Krypto's kind of an asshole.
Like trying to, like, he's like, what is he, like jumping on like Superman, like, and he's just like getting smushed to the ground.
Like he wants to play.
Yeah, he's like getting crushed into the ground, and finally he's able to get him, and also shows, what the hell is it called, the lair, the Superman lair?
The Fortress of Solitude.
Yes, really cool how they designed it.
Yeah.
Very similar to, I would say, like the 70s version that I've seen.
Yeah, because it's like these ice crystals, and there's some cool details, like we'll get to the robots in a second. But I like how the whole thing can turn, like, to refract the sun properly to heal Superman. I thought that was really cool.
And so now, again, I like the fact they show he's getting fucked up. Starts off, automatically you're looking at this guy struggling. They reveal what was it called? The Hammer of Bavaria? Or basically it looked like a shittier Juggernaut. Like, Juggernaut is, like, my favorite Marvel villain. The Hammer of whatever backwards country it's from. Fucking whatever. It like, it's like, I challenge Superman. It's like get the fuck out of here, you fucking weirdo. He gets 80, what is it? Like, he gets like sort of repaired, but he says, I'm gonna go back to fight this guy. He gets back there, and when he goes to fight the guy, it turns out that the gentleman is being controlled and puppeted by Lex Luthor, played by Nicholas Hoult, who fucking kills it.
He does.
I would say Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor is a little bit better than Hornswoggle as Superman.
I agree, but isn't it always that way that the villains steal the show?
Yeah, but I would say there's a good balance showing the two of them in the movie.
I don't know. I had some problems with this movie. I love it. I love the message of, kindness, hope.
We're jumping way ahead.
Bright colors. Now. Hold on. But I felt like Superman should have taken the front and center a little more. I think there were too many characters, but we will get to that.
We have a disagreement, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. We can have disagreements with maybe a slur or two being thrown at each other, but that's okay. Look, we're adults. So you see Lex Luthor, and what's cool and what I like is that he's basically studied Superman to a point where he knows his moves.
Yeah, so the
it's like the hammer
Captain Bavaria is beating the shit out of him.
Like the hammer of Bavaria, I'll just say, ends up going through this portal, comes in, and it turns out the hammer is actually being controlled by Ultraman.
Yeah.
Ultraman's sick. I actually really like that pick as like a villain to be like kind of like a B villain. Ultraman, yeah, he's like very similar to Superman. Wink. So, and then they also introduce what's her name? The engineer. She uses nanites to create blades.
I just remember thinking like her powers and the effects on her were really badass.
So you see that all this is very much planned by Lex. He's trying to find a way to ultimately get the Justice Department to allow him to kidnap and interrogate Superman.
Yeah.
Okay, again, I actually kind of like that element, but once again, we're getting back to the whole U.S. government being really involved. And then there's also international politics as well, because the country that the hammer of Bavaria came from is this an allied nation, but they're also being hostile to. So you have these two warring countries. The one country is being hostile to the other country, trying to invade. Superman has interjected himself into this international crisis. Mm-hmm. Because of that, it's creating this tension where Superman, okay, why is he putting himself into international issues?
Yeah.
Then you get, the introduction of the Daily Planet with Lois Lane and all them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Lois Lane was great. I thought they picked a really
She was. Rachel Brosnahan, if you've never seen Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, watch that. She's amazing on it. That's where she made her, her big break.
Are the top three billings all British? Because I know Nicholas Hoult is.
David Cornsweet is from Philly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. All right. That's sick.
And he loves the Phillies and the Eagles.
That's my fucking Superman right there.
Right?
Yeah, and then is
Rachel Brosnahan? I don't think so.
So this time around, I guess it's refreshing to see because usually it feels like UK actors will beat out American actors, and hey, look, again, I want the best version of the character, so I really don't care where they come from. But back to the movie now. But yeah,
but we get to the Justice Gang, don't we?
Yeah, Justice Gang. I did not mind it. I would say see,
I loved them. Rich and I kind of disagree on this.
Yeah,
I loved the Justice Gang. One of my favorite lines in the movie is, "I'm goddamn Mr. Terrific." However, I feel like they could have been saved for a later film in their new DC universe.
Yeah, and for me personally, again, I thought they were great. I mean, the only thing I would say is for initial starters, I guess they're good. Again, my big thing was they didn't have any of the major Wonder Woman, Batman, Flash, Aquaman, Martian Manhunter, not really the Justice League.
Yeah.
So I don't mind that it's
But it's a very James Gunn thing to do, to be here's this ragtag little
whatever
group.
Yeah, sea level.
Yeah.
Well, even though Hawkgirl's not really sea level. Hawkgirl's pretty sick. But who is it? Guy Gardner the Guy Gardner Green Lantern, I'm like, all right. Mr. Terrific, I'm not as familiar with. I know of his character. I don't know.
I had never heard of Mr. Terrific, but I love him and respect him as, like, his main thing is, like, coding and, like, programming and shit like that.
Yeah, he can also fuck people up, though, too. Like,
but he's kind of like a computer of a man. The part where he's like, I don't deal with human emotions, or, like, I don't understand emotions. And then Lois continues to, like, you know, berate him about her and Superman's relationship, and he just slowly turns to her.
Yeah, he's like, shut up. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, so I thought, you know, overall, like, the Justice Gang, I thought they were cool. They, you know, they definitely served definitely a solid plot device of not only, like, you know, coming into play multiple times throughout the movie, but more, I would say, too, of, like, just showing, like, yeah, it's not just, like, Superman. There are other elements present and involved.
They were very useful for world building, but also I think they served as a cool, like, foil to Superman, because especially with Guy Gardner being kind of like this celebrity kind of an asshole. I thought he was like a cool, not that he's a villain obviously, but like a cool opposite of a hero to Superman.
But even like more like I feel like, you know, very much they're their own characters.
Yeah.
And also too, like, again, like the whole idea of the metahumans I thought was cool that they showed, like, you know, you look at the other Superman movies, like it's just Superman.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, what I like about this is they immediately show, okay, there are other heroes in this world. It's not just like it's only Superman. No, there are also other metahumans. There's Ultraman. There's, you know, the engineer who's serving Lex Luthor. And then you get for Superman, you get Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl, and Mr. Terrific.
Mm-hmm.
What I think's interesting, too, about the movie is I like this writing a lot. I think that's the thing for me that I really like are the... James Gunn, I give credit for being...
It's very snappy.
Well, James Gunn is a great screenwriter.
Yeah.
Like, again, one of the things we've talked about in another podcast was the whole concept of Save the Cat. And in this movie, there's Save the Dog, where, you know, Superman's, like, main thing of being upset coming back from the Fortress of Solitude that got ransacked by Lex Luthor and his team.
Yeah.
You know, his big thing was, where's Krypto? And, you know, he comes back to his apartment, and you see, like, this giant monster in the background.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
And he's just kind of whatever about it.
Yeah, like he's looking, like he looks at his phone. There's like 13 missed calls as this thing is like.
Yeah.
You just see like Green Lanterns like a giant hammer come out just beating on it. It's really funny.
Oh, and this is a dialogue scene that Rich and I heavily disagree on.
Yeah, so you know he comes back and he's at a very low point. Again, not I would say at his quite the lowest, but he's at a low point.
Yeah.
Home got ransacked. He's now being accused of being like this alien entity that's evil because the message that he had from his mom and dad when they sent him off of Krypton was corrupted. When they were able to like finally put it all together after like Lex Luthor enters into the fortress and has the engineer like hack the computer to show the full message. Turns out, like, you know, in this movie they sent him to Earth to like be like a god and to rule over humanity, which that was never what the original message is.
It wasn't, but I thought it was a really cool twist because, like, I'm not a comic book fan, so kind of nothing is sacred to me. But also, like, I thought that forced him to choose good for himself rather than just blindly following his parents.
Yeah, like I get what you're saying. I would just, like, for me, it's like, I thought they were going to do something. And again, shout out to James Gunn for, like, you know, not doing this, I guess, looking at it.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to show, like, the message was manipulated. Turns out it was not manipulated. It's just that's the message. Is they said, look, if these people are idiots, then rule over them because they're clearly inferior to you.
I thought it was funny, though, how they were like, oh, he's going to take a harem for himself. He's going to build, like, a large harem. I don't know. That was kind of funny.
Yeah, who said that line? I'm trying to...
Maybe Lex Luthor said it on, like, the talk show or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Michael Ian Black's in the movie, too. He plays, like, this news reporter who's, like, this fearmonger kind of guy, and he has, you know, Lex come on, and Lex is like, look at the video we have found. and I give credit, again, Nicholas Hoult really does sell the whole part where he's like, I'm scared. And I'm like, damn. Yeah, like, because again, like, when he says it, like, I was like, wow, I really buy the fact that, like, he's saying he's scared, and I'm like, he's selling it, even though, like, clearly he's full of shit, but
Yeah.
but he's selling it.
But he's really good at that's double acting, because that's like acting like you're acting.
Again, very, very well helmed, probably my favorite performance in the movie.
Same.
But yeah, so you have this scene where, he's at his lowest point. Lois is waiting for him, and they have this dialogue, which again, now Goldrich really liked it. I thought it was a little corny, but it's a comic book movie, so I'm like, I have to understand. The dialogue isn't going to be like
you're going to have to take some leaps of faith with
the dialogue.
Yeah. But the line is, so they're not arguing, but like they're talking about punk rock music, and he's like, I like this one band, and she's like, that's not real punk rock, and the conversation evolves into Superman, like who he is as a person, and Lois is like, you're so kind, and you look at everybody like they're beautiful and have worth and all this stuff, and she says, was it him or her that says the line, maybe that's the real punk rock?
I think Lois says that.
Okay.
And again, just for me,
I think it's a beautiful line that is the heart and soul of this movie, and
it seems like it's going to be on a t-shirt in Hot Topic in like a month from now.
And I'll buy that t-shirt. I don't care.
I will not be buying that t-shirt. But again, I give credit to James Gunn where the dialogue, again, it still feels like a comic book movie.
Yeah.
But what I like more than the dialogue in the movie is more the story beats and the storytelling.
Yeah.
Very much like the hero, very traditional hero story.
Yeah. It's like you have this hero, he does good, and then his integrity is called into question. They try to cancel our hero, which I think this movie is a great commentary on cancel culture. It's a commentary on a lot of things, but cancel culture is a big thing of it.
Yeah, like cancel culture, and I would even say too, like the whole thing of, just how quickly
the entire world can turn against you.
Yeah, like there's like no like slow realization. Like it, like for you'll have one or two people who are like still on his side, but then you'll get like the entire city immediately is like,
yeah,
they're like, what? Superman bad, Superman bad, and it's like fucking idiots. Like, not to be
which I wonder if that was specifically inspired by James Gunn's own struggles with cancel culture, because remember they tried to cancel him. Disney fired him.
Yeah, they were fucking idiots for doing that.
Yeah, I know. And then he made Suicide Squad, and they were like, please come back. Please.
Yeah, because that Suicide Squad movie was sick. I liked all the dynamic to it. Very, very similar to, again, Guardians of the Galaxy, taking these obscure-ass heroes.
Yeah.
And what also helped him, too, was the fact that other people who knew him were like, you literally had the entire cast of Guardians of the Galaxy coming together saying, yeah, we loved working with James Gunn, and the fact that you fired him was fucking stupid.
Yeah.
So he ended up getting brought back, which is good. Again, like, not to be whatever, but I feel like your actions in certain situations are more valuable. And the fact that, like, again, like, I think they were tweets from when he was, like, a writer for, like, some, like, edgy website.
Yeah, so it's kind of like, what do you expect?
Yeah, and also, too, it was part of the whole push from, like, right-leaning people to, like, try to cancel filmmakers, writers, actors, actresses, all that. Again, I'd like to think a lot of that is behind us, but I feel like it isn't. I feel like, again, like, it's just a matter of, like, when do we, it'll be like, when will we need something to talk about to remain relevant?
Yeah,
and
that's when they'll cancel somebody. That's when they'll destroy an entire person's livelihood for a headline.
Well, I just think cancel culture is stupid. It's like, are you going to arrest them because they committed a crime? Okay. Are you going to stop giving them roles because they were known for being a toxic piece of shit? Great, cool.
Yeah.
The fact that you have to call it cancel culture is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Like, it's not the act of, like, the whole holding people accountable that's a problem. It's the fact that you gave it the name cancel culture, and it's like, it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, again, that's why, like, I think this movie definitely, like you said, does a good job of, like, again, and also, too, like, the quick pivot, the quick, like, turnaround.
Yeah, social media was quick to spread the hate of Superman. in the realm of the movie.
Yeah, there is one stupid dynamic though. So it turns out the online hate. So this is actually going back to the Superman movie itself. All right. So one of the things
I know where you're going with this.
So one of the things you learn in the movie is that Lex Luthor, when he was trying to make like the equivalent of like a large hadron collider, ended up developing a pocket universe, which at the end of it there's a black hole. On the other end of it is like this massive space with portals that lead to the outside world. But when you enter in the pocket universe, you see that like Lex Luthor has basically turned it into like a prison / hub where he can like, you know, perform tests and these clearly unethical actions that are probably very illegal. Like you literally see like, you know, again, Krypto had gone missing at one point, and you see Krypto, and I don't know, that was kind of funny when he's like, how do you keep the dog, like, you know, busy? You show him like super squirrels.
Oh my god.
And you just see like the squirrels with capes, and like Krypto's like chasing the squirrels. Yeah. And like you're like, damn, that's kind of funny, but messed up.
Yeah.
But one of the things you see is he goes, you know, one of the ways I was able to spread as much information about you as quickly as I was able to do was I took, and he shows like this vast field of like Capuchin monkeys typing away on a computer saying like, I think what's it like, hashtag super shit or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. To me, that was kind of fucking stupid. Like, to me, it would have been cooler if he said I developed
I think that was James Gunn trying a little too hard to be like shut down like bots or like just mindless people who fall into Facebook argument rabbit holes.
Well, it would have been cool to like introduce the idea of kind of like the origin of like Brainiac. I thought would be kind of cool because Brainiac's a cool super villain. Brainiac is a cool like Superman villain. That I think right then you could have maybe introduced the concept of, hey, we have AIs we've discovered in this pocket universe that could turn out to be later on in a future movie to be Brainiac.
Yeah.
Instead, it's just
what is Brainiac? Does he like brainwash people?
Brainiac is like a super intelligent being that like he's like.
Is it like Futurama? He's just a giant floating brain.
So he has like a hub that when you see the hub, it's like, you know, pretty like basically like I think it's like a giant skull. Funny enough, it's like creepy looking.
Okay, that's kind of cool.
But yeah, Brainiac is just like he's Ultron.
Yeah,
like Ultron in, you know, Marvel Universe. Brainiac is basically like that villain to Superman though.
Yeah,
and cool, like, you know, could have been like a cool introduction of like, hey, AIs can be found within even these pocket universes. Hint to a future event. But instead, it's like a field of monkeys typing away at the command of whatever Lex Luthor is telling them to type, which I thought, like, okay, that's kind of fucking stupid. But whatever.
That was kind of stupid.
Yeah. You do get introduced, though, in that scene to a cool character named Metamorpho. I thought he was cool. But again, we come back to now the stupid thing, which is the reason why Lex Luthor is able to keep Metamorpho kind of in line and is able to help use him to corner Superman by Metamorpho generating kryptonite on his like hand, basically. Is Lex Luthor kidnapped the son of Metamorpho, this like little alien baby, and like there's a guy holding him with like a gun to his head or something like that. I'm like, what the fuck? But like to me, the baby was just stupid. I'm like, this is fucking dumb.
See, I don't know the comics, so I don't care. I didn't think it was stupid.
It's just, well, no, it felt like, how do I describe it? It felt like, here's a collectible action figure of the baby. You know what I mean? Like, marketability. Like, that's kind of the word that comes to mind. Like, like even like the kaiju monster that like is in it for a little bit. Like, that's like a very marketable. I
don't think so. I think it was too, I don't know. It didn't have an iconic look to it. It wasn't simple enough of a design, the kaiju, I think, to be marketable.
If I were to tell you that there's an action figure of the...
I would so believe that.
There is an action figure of the...
I don't know, it was just this blob with random eyes and random teeth. It was just random.
It looked like if you took like an axolotl and put it on like...
And threw it in the lake in The Simpsons that gives the fish 3 eyes and shit.
Well, it's like if you put it on a shark's body and then you have the shark develop hands and feet and like it grows massive,
like Jeff the Land. Oh wait, that's a Marvel character.
Yeah.
Anyway,
which again, Jeff the Land Shark. I don't know. I think that's from the one video game. I don't know. No fucking clue. So So yes, so like different things like that were kind of the things that made me go, okay, all right, I get it. You need to sell some fucking toys to make up the budget of the movie. But like again,
I thought it was really cool though how Metamorpho created like a miniature sun to heal Superman.
Yeah, that was cool. Like again, it shows you like these like superhumans. Again, they have these powers that like you can understand. Kind of like any government would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you can kind of understand from that point of view. Like one of the characters they also had was Rick Flag, which I thought was cool.
Yeah.
Thought the guy who played him did a good job. It's also Crossbones from
Marvel.
Yeah,
it was Frank Grillo.
Yeah, he's good as Rick Flag.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was a good pick. Going back to the movie, the whole thing of like the marketability. I don't know. For me, that's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like it becomes so obvious that like you start to like you got to go, okay, this is for kids. You got to remember it's for kids. You can't bring cynical ass. I pay my taxes and and I like have debt. So yeah.
But then you can go so far in the opposite direction, like Batman Returns, where it's like there's no way to market this to kids.
Batman Returns is fucking incredible. It's one of my favorites.
I love Batman Returns. I like it better actually than the 1989 Batman.
Oh, my bad. Never mind. I meant by Dark Knight. I'm talking about Frank Miller's Dark Knight Returns, not.
No, I'm talking about Batman Returns.
Yeah, Danny DeVito's the fucking thing. Yeah, not
I love that movie
not
for
my
the
bag.
dark fucking circus that it is.
To quote a greater man than I, not my bag, baby. So no.
Anyway,
so I would also say though, then you get like this weird polar opposite shift where the movie becomes super dark out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's so dark that like, I almost wish someone would have like leaned in and said, yeah, you shouldn't like have this because this is like ultra brutal. Where Lex Luthor is able to, it brings in this like random ass falafel salesperson, like a random human being off the street who had interactions with Superman like maybe once or twice. And he like puts him on a chair and he has like a revolver to his head.
And he's playing basically Russian roulette with him.
Yeah, and like, he's like, don't tell him anything, Superman. He's trying to be like supportive of Superman.
Yeah.
You have Lex like, tell me who you work for. Like he's trying to go into it. And then on the second shot, he blows his head off.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Was not expecting that.
I'm like, yo, you did not need to do that.
Like in a kid's movie, he did not need to do that.
Yeah, like you could have had him like maybe kick him off the ledge or, if you wanted to kill him off. But yeah, like shooting him in the head like that, I'm like, can you just like not do that? Can you figure out anything else? Like maybe like
that seemed like something that would happen in like a hard PG-13. Whereas the rest of this movie seems like a soft what is this movie rated?
PG-13.
Okay, but it seems like a soft PG-13.
Yeah, like this movie like could have gone without that scene.
In fact, without that scene and without a few other things, like this movie easily could have been PG.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But, like again, like I wouldn't. Again, if someone would have said, "Hey, we're making a PG Superman movie," I'd be like, "That makes sense." Superman.
It's Superman.
But for me, it's like the whole putting a gun to someone's head and blowing their brains off. I'm like, "Sheesh!" Like, don't get me wrong. I get it's a low point / a catalyst for, ultimately for Superman's character, for Metamorpho's character, who's like, crying, saying like, "I literally just sat here while an innocent man got killed."
Yeah.
And then you have Superman saying the guy's name, which I thought was like, again, very well written in the sense that it just makes Superman very like, I'm going to root for this guy.
Yeah.
It makes it very easy to root for him. Like the whole thing, like where he's like, I'm more interested in saving Krypto than even saving my reputation.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's like the whole save the cat screenwriting technique. Again, that's what I give, going back to, James Gunn's writing, I give him a lot of credit for using just fundamental screenwriting devices. And it works. It, really does work.
Which, like, here's another moment that's, like, such, like, a movie-specific moment. Like a type of moment that is specific to movies. And I kind of called it, but it was still cool when it happened. Jimmy Olsen talking to his ex, who is now Lex Luthor's girlfriend, and he's trying to get secrets from her about Lex Luthor's plans, and she just sends him a bunch of selfies, and he's like, what? It's just selfies. But then I think Lois Lane is actually the one who discovers that there are like hints to Lex Luthor's plans hiding in the background of the selfies. That was really cool.
Yeah, it's also funny the fact that like after she sends all the pictures to Jimmy Olsen, she ends up getting caught by Ultraman, and then she's shoved into like one of the containers in the...
Yeah.
You have also too like the really great scene where after he's able to break out of the this pocket universe, he ends up going back to the farm, Ma and Pa Kent's farm.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was handled very well, where it didn't feel like it took forever.
Yeah.
Like it felt like it was, again, you got to see him.
And they didn't feel, well, you mentioned this earlier, which I appreciated too, that they were not celebrity actors and playing Ma and Pa Kent, and they felt very casual and goofy as parents should.
Well, they felt very like organic.
Yeah.
Like again,
they weren't like these grandiose, like all-wise people,
Well, it's there's that, and then there's also the fact that too, like you immediately realize, like, okay, clearly he is not the son of these two people.
Yeah.
Because the son of these two people would be like fighting a hay bale for looking at him disrespectfully. So yeah, like so there is a really sweet scene with Pa Kent talking with Clark, telling him like, look,
when Clark is like questioning who he is, he's like, my parents sent this message that they want me to take over the world with my grand harem, and Pa Kent is like, your choices make you who you are.
Yeah, like I thought that dialogue was so much better than the maybe you are punk rock. It's like that, like again, like that's like some real stuff right there. Like I like the way the actor, I don't know the name of the gentleman who played Pa Kent, but the way he delivered it. Also, too, I like the fact that Pa Kent isn't dead.
Yeah,
like he's still alive. Whereas in all the where it feels like in other Superman things, he's like already dead before you really get to know the guy.
Doesn't Kevin Costner as Pa Kent in Man of Steel? Doesn't he like get blown away by a tornado or some shit?
Fucking
I know.
Again, the thing that I like in the comic books is that Pa Kent dies of a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is Superman. This is like the one time Superman can't save him.
Oh.
Like he literally, there's nothing he can do.
Whereas in Man of Steel, I've heard a conversation about this. Like he could have saved him.
Well, yeah, he could have saved him,
because it was literally like a hurricane or a tornado or something.
Well, the problem in what was really stupid was the fact that like Pa Kent looked at him and told him to stay back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
And he listened to him.
Yeah, I'm like, good. I'm glad Kevin Costner's only in this fucking movie for 5-10 minutes and that's it.
Yeah. I love Kevin Costner, but I feel like he was wasted on that role.
Kevin Costner's good in certain roles. There are other roles where I'm like...
Dances with Wolves will always be my favorite acting, directing, whatever from him. Such a good movie.
Yeah. And then you get a movie like 13 Days where he's doing a Boston accent and you're like, shut the fuck up. You're like, this is fucking atrocious.
Oh, God.
Like, everyone else does a great job in 13 Days. It's a good movie, but, like, you have him going, yeah, where's the car? It's like...
Ew, yeah, no, like, Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it's like, it's like, all right, you're from Southie. Stop.
Yeah.
So, ultimately, the main, like, showdown of the movie, the main thing that happens is right around... By the time that Superman gets out, Lex Luthor snaps. He goes, you know what? That's it. We're going to make Superman desperate now to, like, flush him out. He ends up opening up the Pocket Universe intentionally, tearing a rift in, like, the physical Earth with the Pocket Universe. So it's, like, this blending of, like, the Pocket Universe with the actual physical universe. Yeah. It ends up ripping open, like, a hole.
And then I think Superman, like, attempts to hold the fabric of reality together. Or doesn't that... Or was Mr. Terrific the one handling that from the jump?
Mr. Terrific is the one who's like, when he sees it happening, he's like, oh shit. So he's like, so he's trying to prevent it. And,
goddamn Mr. Terrific.
And while that's going on, Superman's getting ready to run back or fly back to Metropolis.
Yeah.
You also see, though, too, that there are these forces that are also getting prepared to invade this, like, solemn nation.
Yeah.
You know, the forces are...
That's a great scene with the kid with the flag. I love it, but I would have loved it more if Superman actually showed up.
I'm glad he didn't, because you got something a little cooler and better. So
I mean, I do like in that scene
well, hold on, we'll get to that.
Okay.
We'll get that. Hold up. So yeah, like to me, it was just a little too like the flag going up with the Superman pole. They're like Superman, Superman, and then you just see like this old man look up with like tears in his eyes, just like Superman. It's like what the fuck? Like
I loved it.
Like it would have been maybe cool to see like a kid maybe come out with like maybe made like a crude S on a shirt or something like that and was chanting Superman. And maybe one kid like is holding like something with like the Superman logo on it. But like
so you're just dancing around the kid with the flag.
Yeah, it was stupid. So
okay.
So Superman now, you know, he realizes in this moment he's got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he rushes to Metropolis where literally space-time is opening up. The whole city is just starting to begin to rip apart, which that was kind of like a better, less gratuitous version of the Man of Steel when like, you know, again, like one of the things that everyone talks about in Man of Steel was the scene at the end where Zod and Superman are going off on each other and they're crashing through fucking buildings and killing however many civilians. Yeah. And like in this movie here, it's much more like they have time to evacuate, which makes sense. Yeah. And they're able to get over across the bay.
Yeah, it's not just chaos being allowed what's it called?
Brindlehaven? Something like that? Like the city across from Metropolis?
Bloodhaven?
Maybe, I think that's it, yeah.
Because that's where Nightwing operates when he goes off on his own.
That might be it. I'm not 100% sure, but...
I don't know.
So people are able to evacuate. You know, you see, like, the Daily Planet's getting evacuated. While everyone's getting evacuated, you know, Lois Lane is showing how she was able to use the pictures that Jimmy Olsen got from the girl. That shows basically Lex Luthor is trying to, you know, partner with this invading nation.
To take over Uzbekistan or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the other nation, and he's going to develop... Luthtopia or
it literally is something stupid like that, like Luthtopia,
and it's like
Lutheria would sound cooler.
Yeah, and then there's the whole thing of, well, why would you take over that land? It's literally just desert. And then they're like, well, there's petroleum underneath the earth. You know, there's a lot of ability to build like, you know, this tech empire.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, I'm like, that kind of sounds like Latveria with Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
but. You know, again, I'm pretty sure in the comic book, I guess there
has to be, in the millions of Superman comics, there's got to be something like that.
Yeah, where Lex Luthor takes over like this random country and takes half of it.
Yeah.
So now you get like a really cool fight scene between Superman and Ultraman and the Engineer. Ultraman, I gotta say, any of the times that Ultraman is fighting with Superman, it's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Because they're like beating the shit out of each other. I thought the scene, too, where, like, you know, the Engineer has her nanites going into him, and Superman goes, hey, you know, I got to get these fucking things off me. So he flies up in the air with both Ultraman and the Engineer attached to him as he's flying up, and he gets to a certain...
And the nanites are, like, devouring his face. Well, not devouring, but, like, covering his face.
Well, the whole thing is, it's getting into his lungs. Like, that's the whole point, is, like... You know, again, he could try to hold his breath, and they even go, can he hold his breath for like an hour and a half? And they're like, well, yeah, but if it gets into his lungs and destroys his lungs, it won't fucking matter.
Yeah.
So he proceeds to, with both of them attached to him, fly up into like the high atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to nosedive down at like some ridiculous speed where the Engineer gets knocked out. She gets smashed.
Yeah.
Ultraman like gets out of like his mask is all messed up, and when he pulls off the mask,
da-da-dang,
you see that it is a exact spitting image of Superman.
Yep.
At first, I'm like, are they trying to say he's Bizarro? I was like, are they pulling?
That's what I thought.
But then it was like, no. Well, and then I remember, oh yeah, Ultraman is like from like in the movie, Ultraman is a clone of Superman from DNA.
Yeah.
But in the comic books, Ultraman's like from like another universe.
Okay.
Like universe, like I don't know, 13. It's weird. Like there's a whole comic book series.
13, the unlucky universe.
Yeah. So Ultraman and
and this kind of reminded me of James Gunn was, I think, a producer on... Did you ever see... Fuck, what was that movie called? About the evil kid Superman?
Oh, Brightburn.
Brightburn. I love Brightburn.
Brightburn?
I hate the Billie Eilish song at the end as a choice, but I like the movie.
Well, I'm a big fan of just evil Superman, period.
Yeah.
You know, you've seen it in... Well, Brightburn is like the young version of himself, which I think...
Oh, but you're not a fan of Superman using his free will to choose to not be evil after his parents wanted that for him.
No, that's what Superman's supposed to do.
No, I'm saying in this movie, they flip it so his parents wanted him to take over the Earth as a god.
Well, I just thought that was stupid because it was like, that's never what the message has been with them. Their whole message has been, you know, when humanity loses its way, you want to be the one to show them that, again, this is how you should be and guide them.
I don't know. I thought that was a cool message that I didn't think of till just this second, but I think that's a message of, like, you can choose to be better than your parents and, you know, use your own mind.
Well, the whole argument is that he's an alien.
Yeah.
You know, you have Lex, you know, saying, like, you're a goddamn alien, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, you know, towards the end, you get a really good speech from Superman where he's like, well, I'm very much human.
I'm human, and that is my strength.
Yeah, like
I put on my boots one at a time or whatever.
Yeah, it's like that scene's a really great scene, I think.
Yeah. I think so, but I wish he delivered it in a slower, more dramatic and cinematic way. I felt it was rushed in the performance.
I didn't mind it how it was, but that's okay. So, but yeah, no. So you have a really cool fight scene with Ultraman, Superman. Also, a little bit before that too, there were a couple points in this movie, like shot wise and music wise, where I legitimately did get chills. Like, it's kind of embarrassing to admit, but
I love the shot of him like rising out of, was it smoke or clouds or what? I don't remember.
So a building, while like, you know, the split is happening, a building falls on Superman.
Yeah.
Or, well, no, it's about to fall on, like, you know, these people who are trying to escape.
Yeah.
This woman, her car is fucking stalling out, and you just see the building suddenly, like, go to crush her, but then it, like, just stops. She turns and sees Superman holding the building up, and she's able to get out from under it. And as she gets out from under the building, you see her look in the background, and in the background you see, like, the sun, the smoke from the rubble of the building, and then you see Superman rising out of that rubble. And, like,
that was so cool.
And the music, too, with it, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I had, like, tears forming in the, like, corners of my eyes.
A manly tear.
For real, though. I was like, God damn, that's... Okay, James Gunn, he's a good director. He knows how to, like, show some, like... He knows his, like, imagery.
Yeah.
But anyway, so back to the Ultraman fight. I thought the Ultraman fight, when it's finally him, you know, Superman versus himself, his greatest enemy.
Dang.
His own worst enemy. The symbolism. But I thought that fight was really cool. I like the fact that, like, there's the whole argument of brains over brawn. The whole thing is literally Lex Luthor is, like, obsessed with Superman.
Yeah.
No, but there have always been some, like, undertones of, like, I'm obsessed with Superman because Loki, like, I want him to laser beam me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? You know, definitely some, what's the term? Homoerotic undertones, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, so that's not that.
The greatest gay love story of all time. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, just Lex Luthor's bald head. So stupid. Anyway. Yeah, so
Ultraman fight.
Yeah, just a really good fight scene. There was one punch in the movie where, like, it actually, like, sounds like that packing sound when it hits, and I was like, holy shit. Like, it's that is more.
I just remember the teeth flying toward the camera.
Well, that's when they send in the one, like, squadron of, like, Raptors or whatever.
Oh, and he was just taking them out left and right.
Yeah, he's, like, just has his way with them.
Yep.
Just fucks them up. But with Ultraman, you know, there's the whole thing of brains versus brawn and them arguing with each other. And finally he laughs. He goes brains versus brawn, and he whistles. And you just see Krypto's, like, in, like, a pet store, like, tearing it up. And, like, he hears a whistle and he, like, looks up and then smashes, you know, comes in and smashes Ultraman.
Yep.
Like, fucks him up.
Because Ultraman knows Superman's fighting style. He doesn't know Krypto's crackhead fighting style.
Well, what's smart is that Superman goes, okay, clearly I'm being tracked right now. That's how they're able to read all my fucking moves.
Yeah.
So he has Crypto look at the cameras that are tracking him and has him like destroy them like they're like a rubber ball, basically like a toy.
Yeah.
And he ends up taking out all the cameras, and once he's able to take out all the cameras, they don't know what his moves are.
Yeah.
That he's like the way he's fighting. So then he's able to just whip Ultraman's ass. And ultimately, the way Ultraman is handled, and I actually like the way it's handled because it leaves it open for maybe he might come back, maybe not. Superman has him. Ultraman's like holding him and like is starting to like dislodge his arm. Finally, Superman goes, you know what? Just totally totally breaks his like shoulder, like dislocates it.
Yeah.
And Ultraman gets taken out by like a bus that falls into the black hole.
Yeah.
That's being caused by the Pocket Universe tear.
Yep.
And I'm like, I'm glad that there's no like definitive death of any of the people. Like even like the engineer who you think is like, you know, at first I'm like, holy shit, she's fucking dead. They're like, no, she's still alive. She's just like fucked up. And it's like, yeah, she did get nosedived at like hypersonic speed.
Yeah.
So then after that, like, I don't know, like I like the scene of the final confrontation. The only thing that I will say, and again, it's funny. It really is funny, but I'm like, kind of wish they would have handled it a little differently. The scene where
Crypto just throwing Lex Luthor
yeah,
around.
just fucking yeah, like it's like the Hulk. It's like the Hulk with Loki. It like
that was kind of dumb and gratuitous.
Well, it's not gratuitous. I mean, again, it's funny as shit when he's like just fucking. He's just
it was just a little cartoony for my taste.
Yeah, like I like the whole thing of like Superman coming in, being like, you know, saying like, you sit there, you call me an alien.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like I'm very much human, like everybody else. And then Lex Luthor's, you know, telling him, well, I have the government's permission to kill you, blah blah blah. And that's when it's revealed that, you know, while all this was happening, Lois Lane, Jimmy Olsen, and the boss, they send out the basically like the story that Lex Luthor was intentionally starting this warfare.
Yeah.
And, you know, he stood to benefit from it, and ultimately he's the main villain. When it cuts to fucking Michael Ian Black, and he's like, how could I ever have this man on my new show? And it's like meanwhile, like he was like benefiting from it. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, you know what? I like the commentary there. It's good commentary. So ultimately, like again, the fact that you see at the very end, like Lex Luthor isn't dead, he's still alive, and they have him in handcuffs, and they send him over to whatever prison, I guess, to be interrogated. Ultraman could be dead. Like none of the characters are dead. I like the fact that in the end of the movie, they kind of hint, like they do like a kind of a hint towards what the next project's going to be, and that's Supergirl, because you see his cousin, Supergirl, arrives, and she's like, where's my dog, bitch? Which I thought that was really funny. And the dog like flies over to her, and the dog just like was just like smashing her, and she's like laughing as the dog's like just smashing her into the ground. And he's like, what the? You just see Superman like, oh, what the why? And I don't know, like that scene was funny to me. And I'll be honest, if they make a Supergirl movie where she's just like some ditzy dipshit, like that would be amazing.
That would be great.
Yeah, just she's like this like fucking like party girl, like that would be great. I would love to see that Supergirl movie. Is that going to be the movie that we get?
People want to fuck me, like the Louis C.K. bit.
For real, yeah, kind of, yeah. I mean, it's kind of. It's like the whole thing of like, yeah, she goes to the Red Star solar systems because our metabolism can't.
Yeah, I liked the bit of like pseudoscience there.
Again, it's just very like nonchalantly said. It's like, yeah, she just goes to a red star solar system so she can drink.
Which I give a lot of credit to. I mean, like, apparently some people working on this show were pieces of shit, but I give a lot of credit to Rick and Morty for, I guess I could say, colloquializing science. Like, they have a lot of complex scientific concepts in that show that are explained efficiently and used for the plot. And I think without Rick and Morty, you couldn't make that little line of, you know, the Red Star or whatever.
Yeah, like a quick little, like, you know, piece of exposition that's not like...
Yeah.
That has science application to it. Well, not science, but...
Pseudoscience.
Well, like, science to the DC universe.
That makes sense in the DC universe, yeah.
Yeah. And then I also like at like the final part of the movie is he's replaced, like, you know, his parents telling him to lord over the human...
a harem.
Yeah.
I can't let go of the harem thing, because it's just, in this day and age, like, way back in the day, you would say harem in this context of, like, you know, he wants to take over and have a harem. You would think of it as, oh, he wants to, like, spread his genes or whatever. But, like, I feel like sex in society today is so much less about reproduction and more about pleasure. that, like, when you say harem, it just sounds funny.
Well, like, when I heard harem, like, you know, again, I didn't put, it's funny, I didn't really put any thought to it. I just thought, okay, like, you know, like the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
But now that you keep bringing up harem, I'm like, all I think is, like, concubines, like...
That's what I think of, like...
yeah, these, like, you know, these used for sex and sex-only women, and it's, like, kind of shitty.
Yeah. And I see him as this pimp-like figure. He's got, like, a primary colored, like, pimp outfit.
Oh, my God.
Smoking a cigar.
His, like, pimp hand just obliterates fucking... obliterates
oh my God.
a skull.
He has a big-ass, like, gold ring with the Superman logo, and it leaves that shape of imprint on her cheek.
Oh, my God. It's fucking awful. So
Anyway.
So to the non-sexist shit... the ending that I liked with Superman was you see now he's replaced that, like, audio imagery of his two Kryptonian parents.
That was an amazing ending.
And it shows, like, him now looking at the images of him growing up with Mom and Pa Kent, which I thought that was very nice.
Yeah.
I thought that was, like, that's a really nice way to end it, to show he's finally grown, he's accepted his humanity, he's not questioning himself anymore. And that's the end of the movie. And again, for a starting initial Superman movie, it's not bad. I thought it was good. Is it the greatest movie, superhero-wise, I've ever seen, or even film-wise?
You're not allowed to say that. It's the greatest film of all time. Kindness is punk rock. # Superman. I'm kidding. It was a good movie. I thought it had a little bit too much going on, not plot-wise, but like in terms of the amount of characters. But I think it was a great arc for Superman, from good to questioning himself when he's canceled to, like, you know, he knows who he is.
Yeah, and it's just even too, like, the fact that, like, they didn't do any of, like, the stupid shit where it's like, you know, you have to show Pa Kent dying, and you have to show him starting off as, like, a young child growing up on the farm.
Yeah, this movie did what it wanted.
Yeah,
thanks to James Gunn.
Yeah, it was just, okay, we already know the lore.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it done about a dozen different times. We've seen Smallville. We've seen the 2013 Superman.
Yeah.
Now let's just have it where this movie tells its own story.
Mm-hmm. He's already been Superman a while.
And also, too, the other thing I'll point out as well is the coloring in the movie. I like the fact that it was bright colors and not these dark, brooding-ass characters.
Which, not just superhero movies. It seems like every movie these days is just gray, and it's like, what happened?
Yeah, like, the whole dark and brooding thing, again, is for Batman.
Yeah.
That character gets dark and brooding.
And I can't blame Nolan for that. I'll blame the people who think every movie needs to be a Nolan movie.
Yeah, like, Nolan had a very specific vision.
And his movies weren't even that great either. Like, I'll go back and watch some of his movies, and I'm like, this doesn't look dark and gritty, the visuals. It looks realistic, which in real life, there are bright colors.
Yeah, whereas, like, you look at, like, you know, again, I feel bad shitting all over Zack Snyder, but, like, the coloring in his movies are all, like, again, that's, like, intentionally dark
and just the overall vibe of, like, do you bleed? You will.
Well, that's actually from, like, that I give a pass.
Yeah, but it's just that's from I get it's from the comics.
Dark Knight Returns. Yeah,
I get it's from the comics, but, like, not everything needs to be, like, heavy metal and doom and gloom.
Yeah, I agree, but again, like, for, like, a character like Batman,
maybe a little bit.
Like, again, Batman gets the pass with it. The other characters, like, I don't want to see an Aquaman that's dark and brooding.
No. That's why I love the Aquaman movies.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons
They're
why.
Fun.
Well, you also, too, you notice, like, with those movies, like, they are very colorful, and they get away from the...
And they're goofy and funny.
Yeah, like, they get away from, like, the whole, like, you know, little too far up its own ass, like, mentality. That's what, even, like, the first Wonder Woman movie, I thought did a good job.
Did you see Blue Beetle?
I did not, because that was, like, even now I'm still very much, like, if the superhero genre went away, I wouldn't feel too bad.
I mean, same, but I like Blue Beetle. I thought it was funny. George Lopez plays a great character in it.
Yeah, I thought the visual aesthetic of it looked interesting. It looked very, like, kind of like techno-y.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, yeah, no, I just think that this Superman movie is a good starter movie. Like, it's a good movie to, like, say, hey, this is the universe that we're going forward with.
Yeah.
Other thing I like, too, is the fact that, like, in the post-credit scene, there is no like hint to what the next thing is going to be.
Yeah, it's literally just him and Mr. Terrific, and they're like looking at a wall, and like Superman sees that the wall is like ever so slightly like shifted wrong, like it's almost like because of the rift that happened, like the building got torn in half and then put together like slightly wrong. And Mr. Terrific's like, "What? You don't like my handiwork or something like that?"
Yeah, but I even like just like the shot of like Krypto and Superman sitting on the moon, looking at Earth. I thought that was a great like that's iconic. That's a very good like. I think that's actually from the comic books.
I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the other thing too. I was looking up. Apparently, like there are a lot of shots in this movie that are straight from Superman comic books, which I like. I like when there isn't like the whole like we have to have it, my own vision to it. It's like no, let's look at the comics because the comics have things in there like like storyboard wise, what the fuck would we be doing if we don't look at the comic books to be like, hey, this is a shot we can set up. Like, I know the kaiju scene where, like, it's spitting fire at him. Yeah. There's literally a shot from the comic book of that kaiju firing at Superman with that, like, fire burst. Yeah, no, again, and I give a lot of credit to James Gunn for helming it. Again, he's a filmmaker who's very competent. Mm-hmm. But I think his writing is what really won me over, and not the dialogue even. Like the dialogue's fine for most part,
but all the different plot points and how they tie together.
Plot points, story beats. I mean, again, if I had one criticism, I would say there were a couple points where like exposition felt kind of like shoved out there,
heavy-handed. Yeah,
but yeah,
overall, really good movie.
Yes,
very entertaining. It makes a lot of commentary on society today. Like politics, war, cancel culture, you name it. And yeah, James Gunn did a great job. Go see it. And I don't know about you. I'm looking forward to DC going forward.
I don't like at a certain point. I'm like, I don't want to give these movies fucking money because it's like,
it's all we're gonna get.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like this movie I give credit where it didn't feel like a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Like, if I could also give it a compliment and also a weird, I guess, like I said, diss to Marvel in a weird way, did not feel like a Marvel movie. But I would say that about James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy series. Didn't always have the feel of a Marvel movie.
Yeah, they felt more like Star Wars if Han Solo was the main character.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Kind of kooky.
I don't know. Han Solo's sick and Star-Lord's kind of who gives a fuck. But
Star-Lord, man.
Yeah. But no, but I thought this movie here, really good start. Good start. Nothing was too bad. And the good stuff, and like I said, one or two scenes and shots with the music that I would like literally had goosebumps. So again, overall, I would like if I had to even give it like a rating, I would say a solid 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'd probably go 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, go see it. Let us know what you think. Well, if you're listening, you probably already seen it because there were a lot of spoilers in this podcast.
Yeah, definitely. We'll definitely try to like, I guess, put spoilers somewhere for people who like, before they click on it and they go.
Yeah, there will be a spoiler warning. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Superman 2025, intro to the new DCU. Let us know what you think. Looking forward to more DCU projects. And we'll see you next time on the Riches Podcast.
That's right. Peace out, everybody.
Bye-bye.